Hi learners. So today we are going to learn about one more concept of networking, that is called the address mapping. Okay, so this address mapping is required for the proper delivery of data packets on the network. See, internet is a collection of various devices and various networks. Devices may be routers, hubs, switches, anything. So whenever we transmit one packet from one host to another host or one client to any other system, in that case there must be a mapping between the physical addresses and the logical addresses. As we know that physical address is the hardware address, whereas logical address is the IP address. So any IP packet that we wish to send uses logical addresses, and these IP packets need to be encapsulated in a frame that needs the physical address. But sometimes what happens that a user may know the logical address, but it doesn't know about the physical address of the other recipient. In that case, there is a need of address mapping, or we can say one user is very well known about the physical addresses but unknown about the logical addresses. In both cases, we do address mapping. And for the proper address mapping, there are two protocols, as you can see on the screen. These are ARP, Address Resolution Protocol, and RARP, Reverse Address Resolution Protocol. These both protocols can be used for the proper execution of address mapping concept. Okay, so let's start with the basic concept first. See, the delivery of packet to a host or a router requires two levels of addressing, logical and physical. Whenever we start transmission, we follow the OSI layer model, and when the segments are reached on the network layer, all the segments converted into the packets, and these packets are called IP datagrams. These packets need to be sent over the network and follow the logical and physical addresses so that they can be reached on the proper recipient. For the proper mapping, we are learning this concept. We need to be able to map a logical address to its corresponding physical address and vice versa. These can be done by using either static mapping or dynamic mapping. In case of static mapping, what happens is that it involves the creation of one table where we store some logical addresses, and all the logical addresses are associated with a physical address. Because this is static mapping, that is why all the addresses are fixed there. We cannot update that time to time. But in case of dynamic mapping, each time every device knows one of two addresses, either the logical address or the physical address, and the other address will be obtained by using the desired protocols. And here in the case we are dealing with ARP and RARP, Address Resolution Protocol and Reverse Address Resolution Protocols for the condition, right? So here it is written in static mapping, creation of table, whereas in dynamic mapping either the logical address will be present or the physical address will be present. Now let's see the address resolution protocol. See, whenever a host or router has an IP datagram to send to another host, it has the IP address of the receiver, or we can say the logical address of the receiver, but it needs to know about the physical address as well, and that is the first point written here. ARP is used to do the mapping of logical address to physical address, right? We know about the logical address, but we want to know about the physical address of the recipient. As you can see on the screen, system A is generating a request that is called ARP query packet. Okay, the host or the router sends an ARP query packet. This packet includes the IP address of the sender and the IP address of the receiver and the physical address of the sender, but it wants to know about the physical address of the receiver. This query packet is broadcast over the network. As you can see that ARP request is broadcast to all the systems connected to the terminal, this bus line, and as well as on the system B, right? So the node for whom the physical address is required, the IP address of that node is 141.23.56.23. After this request has been broadcasted, the desired recipient will respond to the source system, that is system A, with the physical address, as you can see in the B part of the figure. That system B is replying to the system A with the physical address, that is A4:6E:4A F4:5:9:83:AB. that is the physical address of the system B. Okay, so through this whole scenario, one source can know the physical address of the recipient. The main role is of the ARP query packet that always broadcast it over the network, and the desired system or the desired recipient will answer that request. Okay, this scenario uses the services of ARP by asking the ARP protocol to send a broadcast ARP request packet to ask for the physical address of a system. Clear? See, it is better to use cache memory, so that once we know the physical address of a system, it should be stored in the source system, so that what happens, every time whenever one new datagram has to be sent to the same recipient, every time we don't need to ask for the physical address, because in most of the cases so many packets are to be sent on the same recipient. That is why it's required to have a proper cache memory, so that we don't need to ask again and again for the physical address. Okay, next is the reverse address resolution protocol. In case of reverse address resolution protocol, it maps the physical address to the logical address. Okay, see, each router or each host is assigned with one or more logical addresses which are unique. But to create an IP datagram, a host or a router needs to know its own IP address or addresses. The IP address of a machine is usually read from its configuration file stored on the disk file. But for the proper delivery of the datagram or packet, it requires the physical address as well as the logical address. But in case of diskless machine, the way to get the logical address is to use the RARP protocol. A RARP request is created and broadcast on the local network, as you can see in the picture A, and then the desired recipient will respond to the client, and so that the IP address will be given to the user. Okay, as you can see that RARP reply is unicast, whereas the RARP request is broadcast. So RARP request will be broadcasted on the whole network, whereas the RARP reply will be unicast to only the host system. Okay, there is one problem with RARP, that broadcasting is done at the data link layer. So in RARP, to remove this problem, the next protocol that is in use is called boot P and DHCP protocol, which are actually replacing the RARP. Now see the differences between ARP and RARP. ARP is address resolution protocol, whereas RARP is reverse address resolution protocol. The basic idea of ARP is to retrieve the physical address of the receiver, whereas in RARP the basic idea is to retrieve the logical address for a computer from the server. ARP maps 32-bit logical address to 48-bit physical address, and same reverse in the RARP case. I hope this topic is quite understood to all of you. In next video we'll see about the boot P protocol. Thank you.